Sometime when the 2020s, two geeks from social media formed an alliance to bring you geek news from across the Nostalgiaverse. They are Jacob's Toys and SuperSorrell, bringing you a weekly live show, toy, TV and movie reviews, special guests, opinions, tangents, and bad impressions, reveals, releases, thoughts, maybe dreams. Now prepare for the Geek Week in Review.
Episode 119. Here we are, Geek Week in Review, episode 119. And Sorrell is very happy because today is
October's Halloween.
It's into that spooky season. We are in the countdown to Halloween. So Sorrell is very happy indeed. Look, I can't even be mad at you because it's cool, man. It's really sweet seeing all the shops, all the Halloween stuff out, and a lot of supermarkets are going out and out this year as well. There's loads of stuff.
It's
Loads
awesome this year.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. Thank you very much for tuning in, everyone. Jump in and join in, comment along as we go. If you're watching us on repeat, then thank you very much. We do appreciate you. But do join us one day on a Sunday for a live show. Just very quickly, let's jump in and jump on a couple of comments, give a couple of shout outs. We've got Andy Roberts, we've got Shelley, Addy H, Super Channel G, that belongs in a museum. Hello. We will get to everyone and we will read as many of the comments out as we can. I think that's it.
If you haven't seen Super Channel G's channel, guys, please check him out. He's an awesome YouTuber, and I personally watched Super Channel G for years.
Yeah,
it's a fun YouTuber.
Yeah. Very, very good YouTube channel. Appreciate you tuning in. It's a good one this week because we've got New York Toy Fair has been happening, so we've got lots to talk about. There's quite a few things that have been sort of circling the internet and people are talking about. One particular action figure I think has stood out above them all, but we'll see what happens when we get to the pictures. But yeah, and we've got a couple of good shows lined up as well coming up. We've got a couple of cool interviews coming up for the next couple of shows, so we'll talk a little bit about that a little bit later. I'm thinking about a giveaway. Do we do a giveaway this week?
Yeah.
Should we jump in and do a giveaway? All right.
Yeah.
What we'll do? Let's flash up what we were talking about. So I am going to throw up the Hasbro PulseCon 2021 Emperor Throne Room, 3 3/4 inch vintage style Emperor Throne Room. It's a pretty cool set. Not going to lie, it is a cool little set. Comes with a nice little diorama piece. Does only come with the Emperor, but comes with a little secret tray down here with some goodies in it. There's a lightsaber and stuff. Why am I selling it? It's like I'm trying to get people to buy it. It could be yours for only whatever. But yeah, we're gonna throw this up. So this is gonna be my inclusion into this week's giveaway, or that's what you can win. Or
today's the day the Daddy Bears have their picnic. This is the Daddy Bear bundle. Bundle is the mummy, and he comes in a little body bag with an autopsy report. He's great for Halloween. Cute little plush. These are all available everywhere right now, but I did get a load of these sent through by the Daddy Bear Company, so you could win wrap. He's bundle is called. You could win bundle in his little autopsy bag.
There you go. Cool. So it'll be one of those two things that we will give away. So just throw in the comments which one you would like to see given away. The only condition is you do have to be UK based, just because otherwise it will cost us an arm and a leg for postage. So there we go. I got to give a quick shout out in the comments there. Joby One just announced that him and his lady got engaged. Congratulations, mate. And she got him an Obi-Wan lightsaber ring. That's pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie. Massive congratulations, Joby One. Welcome to the world of ball and chain. No, I always say it, right? Whoever it is you're into, whatever it is that tickles your fancy, just find someone that likes you for you. And if you do that, then you're winning. So cool. That's my little heartfelt bit. So there we go. So a couple of comments so far saying the throne room. I think 3 on the throne room so far. I think we might be keeping that teddy bear for a little while. I'm
Nobody wants the teddy bear.
surprised. I thought people would go for the Halloween themed one.
Do you know what? These are like 20 quid in HMV as well. They're not cheap. These are like,
they?
I think the retail like 20 quid. Yeah, 21.99 at HMV. These retail at.
Wow. Andy Roberts has said teddy bear. There we go. We're 3-1. 3-1. So we're gonna talk for a little while, okay? We'll talk for the next couple of minutes, and then whatever one's got the most comments, we will give you something to put in the comments. And then everyone that puts it in there, I'll read the names out as I see them come up. Ash will enter them into the spin.
I love the fact that Shelley is concerned for my well-being after my video today.
What? I missed it.
Oh, I let an evil doll into my house.
Oh, okay. I missed that one. I missed that one. Even though we have been speaking throughout the day, so it's not like
tune in daily to see what happens with this crazy little doll. But yeah, it's a fun little video project that I've been filming over the little while now.
Amazing. We're going to see some kind of like B, you know.
Well, basically, I thought if this, because like everyone was really enjoying the like when Annabelle escapes kind of videos that I was doing.
Yeah,
they were getting quite popular, and I thought, well, I can only go so far with that because eventually the people at the Conjuring company would be like, well, you're using our doll and you're making money out of this. So I thought I'll just use some nondescript little doll that looks evil as frack and use that as the doll. So I've done that. So I can name it what I want and do what I want with it now. So it's Lily. Lily's come for Halloween.
Amazing. Is this like going to be a new next year? We're going to see like SuperSorrell, like Elf on the Shelf-esque Halloween. There's a
Mate, the elf on the shelf in my house, as you know, gets thoroughly abused. The one with the Chucky doll is still trending now, and it's not even. Yeah, it's been trending for almost a year. That thing's got ridiculous amount of hits on it. People love the fact that I got the elf on the shelf and put him on a skewer stick, and had Chucky hold it up to the blender.
Nice. Yeah, we only really started doing Elf on the Shelf last year with like our third kid. The other two missed out on it. So yeah.
I've got an elf on the shelf that's for my daughter and that she loves it. And it's called Twinkle or something stupid, and we do little cute things with it. And then I've got the one that I do for Instagram, which is just the one where I'm just evil as crap to this thing. The stupid one I've got it's been frozen in a block of ice. It's been thrown on a barbecue. The damn thing's destroyed nearly. I need to get a new one for this year. I really wrecked him last year.
Don't ever cross over the two kind of setups though, because it will traumatize you. Just be careful. Make sure you keep Dad's one and your one away.
The best one was where I put the elf on the shelf in the blender, took the video, and then did the bit where like the stop animation of the big monster stepping on the orc stepping on the blender button, and then obviously took out the elf on the shelf. Yeah, I put loads of like marshmallows and ketchup and stuff to make it look red and fluffy white on top. And blended it, and it looked like he'd blended Elf on the Shelf, and the little orcs were all stood around it. Great little video.
Amazing. So we're doing a giveaway this week, just because we've always said about giveaway or a guest, and we've got a couple of guests lined up for the next couple of shows. So we're going to plug the next couple of shows. Episode 120 has got a good guest, and episode 121 has also got a good guest. So yeah, we're filming those interviews at the moment, but do tune in because they are going to be well worth watching. You agree? I think.
Sorry, I had this comment from me laugh. And in today's making of a serial killer, we look at the early red flags presented by Sorrell's videos.
Yeah, that's it. We did a Netflix documentary based on SuperSorrell's Switch.
They just been interviewed with Jacob going, I thought he was a really nice guy. We did a podcast for 2 years.
Just like in all that time, like I never saw the flags. And then they just show a clip, like a montage of clips, and I'm like, oh, what? That's and if anyone does want to know what happened to Ryan, now you know. So but no, we got a couple of good interviews lined up for the next couple of weeks. I don't want to say too much, so I don't want to give too much away. But yeah, it's definitely worth tuning in. We've got some good stuff coming up, some good stuff, and not the norm, not the mainstream kind of norm, but definitely stuff that people would be into. So do check us out next week and the week after. So before we get into New York Toy Fair, have you had much turning up this week? You got much in the post?
No, it's been a quiet week for me. I got a couple of little bits this week, but nothing major. I finally got my hands on the nitty bitty mini pops, and these are the Nightmare Before Christmas ones.
Oh, amazing!
So I got some of those to play with.
Where'd you pick them ones up?
I got all of these from Wakefield Comics.
Oh,
I like
cool.
Wakefield Comics, and he did also. As soon as I walked in, he went, "You want a Man Thing, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I always want Man Thing stuff." Boom! The Man Thing pop vinyl to go with my Werewolf by Night. So I've
Awesome.
got 10.
Is it grayscale?
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, black and white. Same as
Amazing.
the Werewolf. And then on top of that, we got a Rob Zombie and an Eddie.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
On the Werewolf by Night, I know we discussed this on our chat, but they're re-releasing it this week for this month, in color, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it's going to be kind of re-released in color for this Halloween, which is kind of weird, but kind of clever as well if you think about it, because it's kind of given us a whole new thing without giving us a new thing.
Yeah, and it is fun, and there is a bunch of new stuff coming out ready for this Halloween, like Huluween and all that, as they call it. There's some good stuff been announced. But if anyone's interested, I am just sharing something to Jacob now. I am doing the usual thing I do every year, 31 movies of Halloween challenge. This is my version of it. So if you want to follow along, this is available on my social medias. And you can tune in with me every single day and watch one of these new movies. It's a mixture of stuff that's currently available all on streaming services and stuff that's coming out. So obviously, like on the 6th, we've got The Exorcist Believer. The 25th, we've got the Five Nights at Freddy's movie in cinemas. There's a lot coming out. So we've got on the 4th, we've got The Haunted Mansion coming to Disney Plus. So we're looking forward to seeing that finally. We've got the new Pet Sematary Bloodlines on Paramount Plus on October 8th. The new Goosebumps is on there. We've got the new Creepshow season 4 is going to be out. There's so much going on, and we're also getting the American Horror Stories spin-off is coming to Disney Plus again this Halloween, and the new American Horror Story as well. Season 11, is it?
Yeah. When does that launch?
At some point this October on Disney Plus.
I can't wait. I love American Horror Story. Talking about new seasons of stuff, are you a fan of The Boys? Did you watch The Boys?
I watched The Boys, but I'm not bothered for the spin-off thing. I know what you're going to say about the spin-off, so I'm not too bothered for them.
It's amazing.
Is it good?
It's 3 episodes at the moment on Prime. It's Gen V, it's called. And it's based, it's based kind of around the same timeline and everything, but it's basically a university for supers. So basically all these kids with superpowers go to university and they get pushed down kind of 2 routes. They either go down the superhero route where it's like they do like lessons in crime fighting and all that kind of stuff, or they go down like the social media side and the television side. So they learn how to like liaise with people and stuff. And it follows one main character who I'm not going to give too much away, but it follows one main character that gets into university. But it turns out that a lot of these kids were kind of given V, which is the serum that gives them superpowers, give them V at like when they were young, and then their powers kind of manifested and stuff. So it's typical kind of The Boys style. So the first couple of minutes, there's a ton of blood, there's nudity, there's sex scenes, there's ultra violence. Like it's very in keeping with The Boys, and I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it.
I was about to say it sounds a lot like the storyline from Disney's Sky High, but then you went and ruined it with blood and sex. So it's definitely not like that.
Very much like Sky High, just with exploding heads and penises. Like it's fine. Like, but it is worth watching. If you're a fan of The Boys, I definitely think it's worth watching. There's enough little cameos and crossovers that make it feel very in universe. So it's good, and it jumps straight into the story.
Ever since The Boys came out on TikTok, I have been plagued by people tagging me in that stupid meme of him going, "Ashley, look at me." I get tagged in that by all my friends left, right, and center on TikTok. That just send me it. If I don't respond long enough, one of my friends has the meme like saved as a GIF on his phone, and if I don't respond after about 4 minutes on WhatsApp, he sends me it every time. "Ashley, look at me."
So there we go. You're a mega fan. A couple of comments there. I think Joby One said about he's got the X-Men 97 wave en route. It's been a big week for pre-ordered Legends over here in the UK anyway. So we had the Marvel Knights wave drop and the X-Men 97 wave drop as well at the same time.
Nice.
Both of those are due in people's hands. I know I've got a wave of each one coming my way. We also recently had the What If wave as well. So we had sort of 3 big waves all kind of land at the same time. The thing I'm most excited for tomorrow, though, is I've got a figure arriving from a company called Toys on Fire, which is a Hot Toys kind of resale company. And I've got the Moon Knight 1/6 scale Moon Knight figure arriving, and I cannot wait. Had this little guy turn up over the weekend, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm still a bit of a newbie when it comes to Hot Toys, but I'm enjoying it. As you can see, like some of my things are emptying out behind me. Like, I'm starting to really empty them out. But yeah, it's exciting. There's a lot of things coming out. And while we're talking about pre-orders and Spider-Man, we did have the pre-orders go up for the Doc Ock and the Green Goblin Marvel Legends figures, which interestingly enough looks to be dropping over here in the UK around November time, but over in the States in January. That's what I heard.
All right, okay.
So whether that's just whether the date is going to change or not, I don't know. But Green Goblin came out about 50 quid, which is quite high for a single figure. And Doc Ock came out about 35, I think he was, but came out a lot lower than people expected.
Yeah. And just to give a plug as well, Comics and Cocktails do have the vintage collection Mandalorian N1 Starfighter still in stock. It's not sold out. It's in stock at $132.99. So if you missed out on the pre-orders, it is available right now with Comics and Cocktails. Worth grabbing at that. It's gone down. It's discounted slightly. It was $145, I think, when it first came out. So it is a little about $10 cheaper. So it's worth doing.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, cool. Right, so in regards to comments, the comments that I've picked up on, I think the throne room is what we're going to give away this week. So we are going to actually give it away. JB1 and who else? Andy H kind of like throwing a little bit of shade, thinking we're not going to do it. But you know what? We are going to do it, because for the next 2 weeks we've got guests. So this week we're going to do a giveaway. That Belongs in a Museum also said Indie Wave 3 came out as well too. It did, actually. It did. And you just reminded me. I can't do a Scottish accent, so I'm not going to, but I got myself a little old man figure, which is quite cool. I never thought as a grown man I'd be buying a little action figure of Sean Connery. But hey ho. In my little Indiana Jones collection, he was...
Of course you need Indiana Jones' father in the collection.
There we go. I can't do the accents. We know that. There we go. So, right. We are going to give away the throne. So,
would it take much to turn him into his character from League of Gentlemen?
I thought
now you've got the face sculpt.
I did think about that. You know what?
Because the fact that you can get because you can get the Invisible Man by Jada Toys, you could easily build that team.
Shall I tell you what? Right. One thing, and a couple of people were saying that they've got him. Shelley just said she got him. One thing I did not realize. So I don't know if you can see him. Right. So this is how the figure was shown on all the promotional photos, wasn't it? But this comes off.
Nice.
And these come off.
Yeah.
So you could very easily build that team, because that looks like that pretty much looks like him. If you got a Stetson or something. Oh, I tell you what, while we're actually here and we're on it, I'm gonna have a look. Have a look in my little box.
League of Gentlemen. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Here we go.
I'm sure he has like a Stetson or something, doesn't he?
Yeah, because he's. I'm trying to think of the character's name. I'll find it in a second. Alan Quatermain. But yeah, he's got like a little Stetson hat on.
You know what? I've got one as well in my random fodder. I'm gonna see if I can find it while we're on the show. I'm gonna find it while we're recording. I'm gonna find it, because now I wanna see if the Stetson fits him. But yeah, okay.
To build, because you'd have Sean Connery, and you could use that figure for that. And then you could very easily get the Invisible Man Jada Toys figure and just spruce him up a bit. He's easy to do. I've got the Dr. Jekyll thing. You could use that for a photo or something. You know what I mean? See if you're gonna do it. Yeah. And then Dorian Gray is just a dude in a suit, isn't it? It's so easy to do.
Oh yeah, pretty much. You know what, I think I've got so many random boxes of like just random fodder. So this is another thing that's got to come with my clear out. I've just got to get rid of stuff because.
So, whose names are we throwing onto the spinny wheel then? We've got Andy H. Who else have we got today?
We need to figure out what we're going to make him say. So you need to comment something. Let's think of something Emperor-esque.
Yeah, send your favourite Emperor quote through on the chat, and I'll add it to the spinny wheel, and I'll have a go at doing the impression while we're at it. How about that? How about that for shits and giggles?
What is it that he says to the? What is he says to Anakin in the third one?
Which part? He says lots of things to Anakin.
The do it bit, like he says.
Do it
now. Right.
My favorite quote from the Emperor in episode 3 is the did I ever tell you the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Well, there you go. That's the quote. There you go. Did I ever tell you the story? There we go. I found a few Stetsons, but that one's way too big. This one's way too plastic. But you could definitely get it. I think with the right sized hat. You could definitely. I mean, that looks ridiculous, but I think it would work. I think you could definitely build that team. Watch this space. I'm now gonna have to go and hunt down all my Universal monsters. So that Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde would work perfect as well.
That's what I mean. Yeah, he's a brilliant figure. He's such a good figure.
I was always gutted that they didn't make kind of a follow-up film to that because it was supposed to be, wasn't it? There was supposed to be a bit more of a universe built around it.
Yeah, and then they were meant to try and do it again when Van Helsing came out, but they just kind of put all the stories into one big movie, and it was a great movie, but it kind of did all the stories in one go. There was nothing else to do.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So let me just throw you some names here. We've got Andy Roberts. I'm just throwing these quotes up. Andy Roberts, that belongs in a museum. Shelley, you'll find it is you that is mistaken about it. John Hood, wipe them out, all of them. And Lad. And Andy H as well. There we go. Execute Order 66. That's a perfect quote from the Emperor. So we've got a few there. Just keep throwing in your Emperor Palpatine quotes as we go, and we'll throw names in and we'll draw it at the end. So let's talk New York Toy Fair. Let's.
I'll say Lad says, "What's your favorite, most prized possession?"
Oh yeah, you're talking to us. That's not a quote.
That's not a quote. He's talking to us. What's your favorite, most prized possession?
What's my favorite and most prized possession? I don't know. What's yours, Sorrell?
Give me a sec. See, I've got so many now.
Yeah.
The headless horseman will always hold that special spot because it was the most expensive figure I've ever bought. I don't think I'll ever top that one.
No.
But then I got Dr. Jekyll, and he's awesome too.
I really don't know.
Prized possession, I would probably say headless horseman. I was waiting for a headless horseman figure for so long, and that was like when I got that, it was like cream of the crop kind of thing.
Yeah.
You're never going to see that figure again.
No. I actually don't know. I was thinking it's because I'm kind of selling off some of my collection. I was actually thinking, is there anything that I wouldn't sell? And I don't think there is. I don't think there isn't anything that I wouldn't sell.
I think you're like me now. You've got to that point where I think before you start selling, you have that collector's mindset of I'll keep everything, every little bit.
Yeah.
But then as soon as you start picking and peeling away at the collection, you soon get the bug to I'll just sell loads of things and I'll buy new things.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I've got that to that point now. But there is that my little line of legends here that I'm never going to get rid of. They're always going to be there.
Yeah, there are some legends I won't do away with. And
I was surprised that I was selling my Ghost Rider on the bike. To be fair, I've kept the newer version in the black and grey. I've kept him over the blue one.
Oh right.
And I've sold off the bike now. I've got rid of the bike.
You sold it? You actually sold it?
Yeah.
Wow.
In the original comics, when they did the monster stuff in the original comics, Ghost Rider actually never really appeared on the bike too much. He was always just with them in person. He never really had his bike with him, which is weird.
And the bike as well isn't completely accurate.
No.
So it was one of the things a lot of people complained about. Cool. Keep those comments coming in if you want to be entered into the draw. Put lad into it anyway. I guess if you know, I think he commented at the time and I read him out, so I think he might have to go into it. If you want to be in the draw, lad, just put in an Emperor quote. But yeah, so let's talk. While we are talking Star Wars, let's very quickly talk Ahsoka because we did get the penultimate episode before we go on to Toy Fair. Well, I liked it.
It was great.
I really enjoyed it.
I like the fact that they've made Ezra into a bit of he doesn't need a lightsaber. He's just a beast with the Force now.
He's just a bit of a hippie guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
I really like the fact as well that so many people thought, like us included, we threw around theories and stuff about him being dead, about him being evil, about him and Thrawn kind of becoming friends, and actually he's just kind of like living off the land with a bunch of snail people. It's
Ezra
really
is Force Network.
He's just like totally chill. He's got a beard. Doesn't want a lightsaber. But then it makes sense that he didn't take lightsaber back because he technically gave it to Sabine, didn't he? So I suppose in his mindset that's not his anymore, and he hasn't had it for years.
I think he's got a lightsaber. We've just not seen it yet. I think he's gonna flash that. That sounds really weird. He's gonna flash that thing out in the next episode. I think he's got some fancy new lightsaber.
JB1 quote of the episode so far: Ezra is Force Noah. It's pretty much.
There's no way that he's been on that planet for so long and not felt that pull that the other guys felt. He must. I think he's found a kyber crystal while he's been there. I think he's built himself a new saber while he's been on that planet. I think we're going to see him maybe with like a yellow kyber crystal, a bit like Rey's is going to go for. I think they'll give him like a yellow saber.
That would be
because that's the saber of like the yellow saber is like the saber of defense and protection, and that's what Ezra's all about. He wants to protect his friends, save his friends. He's been protecting those people while he's been there. The little turtle people. So I can imagine him with the big yellow saber now.
Yeah, that would be very cool. Joby Warren just said, "I love that everybody has a different description of those creatures: crabs, snails, rock slugs." Yeah, I mean, I've not seen an official.
I think turtles. I say turtles.
Do you say turtles? See, I thought them as snails, just because of their little like eye things. But
if we don't find ones with little blobs on the back of purple, blue, red, and orange, I strike. The missed opportunity.
Yeah, that would be quite good. But yeah, I don't know. One thing I did get thinking about at the end of the episode, though, is that we are getting close to the end of the season, obviously, and there's no talk of a handful of these characters like in the next bunch of films and stuff, like in the next part of the timeline. So they're either kind of completely branching off and kind of making those irrelevant, or these guys are going to kind of get stuck in this galaxy and we're going to get like a new branch of stories. Like I'm not sure where they're going with it.
Yeah. I had a little brainwave. I'm not sure if I shared it with you last week. I had a little thing of imagine if we've been like when because they're all trying to bring back the Emperor in their own ways, aren't they? They're all trying to find new ways of bringing back the Empire.
Yeah.
And obviously we've got the other guys working on the cloning process, using Grogu and trying to work out the cloning process, which we've seen in future films. But then they've also got the Night Sisters who can literally just resurrect people from the ashes.
Pretty much.
How cool would it be if at the end of this series, would because like he said, didn't he? Mother tells him, "I'm going to need your expertise one more time."
Yeah.
What if he just resurrects the damn Emperor out of the ashes?
Yeah.
And the whole series just ends with his laugh.
Yeah.
The Emperor's sort of evil laugh.
All the more reason to enter into this week's giveaway. Because I might give this away this week and then we see the Emperor next week and then I'll be like, God damn it, that thing's like, worth having now. If you want to win that, just put an Emperor quote in the comments and we'll add you to the wheel. So yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited for episode 8, is it, on Wednesday? The last episode. It's the first time in quite a while that a TV show has had me like excited for every episode. Yeah.
Are we definitely sure there's only 8? Is that 100%
Is it 8?
accurate? I don't know. I'm going to have a quick look. Yeah, they've only got 8 listed. Damn.
Yeah, I think so. Mayor McCheeseburger has entered the chat and said, "What do I add to the chat? If you want to enter the giveaway, just comment on the chat with a quote by the Emperor. That is it. No,
And there are stipulations that you've got to be based in the UK to be able to win, though, guys. Just got
to be
got to be in the UK.
Got to be based in the UK, just because we're paying for postage, not paying for international postage, because it's really, really straightforward and really over
the Star Wars, mate. McGee Star Wars.
Okay, fair play. Cool. Right. Let's talk Toy Fair. Where do we go with it?
So it's been one heck of a few days. First thing to note is some of the big players aren't there.
No.
There are a lot of people that, to say it's New York Toy Fair, the biggest toy fair of the year, they're not there. A lot of companies just aren't there this year. It's weird. Hasbro are there, but they've got a small stand and they've only got a handful of things on it.
Yeah.
Their setup were a bit naff, which is weird.
None of the kind of marketing teams are there, are they?
Nope.
So
it's very odd. I'm going through my thing now. The Hasbro, here we go. Hasbro showroom. I've got the details for that. So in the Hasbro showroom, yeah, they've got a few things out, but it's all stuff that's already been announced. We already know about. There's nothing new on display. They've got a few of the kids lines up, showing those kind of things, like a couple of Nerf gun crossovers that they've got coming out with Marvel. But then they've got the Magic the Gathering stuff out, and then they're showing off the fact that they're doing a Magic the Gathering Jurassic World crossover next, apparently. And then Hasbro gaming products were there, but there's nothing major that says anything from Legends or Black Series, or they're being very quiet. And I can only presume that's because they're going to be doing their 10-10, is it, or 10-11 or something? What's it called? They've got that coming up soon.
10/27 is their kind of official.
It's the 27th.
But usually it goes out like straight after. It's like PulseCon and 10/27 usually go kind of hand in hand. So I don't know whether they've done this intentionally and they've kind of spread them out because they knew they weren't going to be at PulseCon, at Toy Fair, sorry. I don't know.
And there was something very weird announced at the Toy Fair itself today. So New York Toy Fair is moving to New Orleans in 2026. So starting in 2026, Toy Fair will be moving from New York to New Orleans.
But it's New York Toy Fair.
I know, but it'll now be New Orleans Toy Fair, Louisiana Toy Fair.
You can't take the New York Toy Fair out of New York. Like, that doesn't make sense.
Well, it's the Toy Fair company. They obviously have London. They have them all over the world. They have one in Germany. We have a couple in America. But the New York one basically will be kind of no more, and it'll be moving to Los Angeles as of 2026. But the weird part is there's not going to be a Toy Fair in 2024. There'll be no Toy Fair in 2024. It'll return in 2025 to New York for one final hurrah, but then it'll be leaving there and going to New Orleans from 2026 onwards.
Why are they not having one next year? Is there any reason?
There's been no reason given, but there's no Toy Fair for New York listed for 2024.
That's a really odd move.
Very weird, isn't it? Obviously, I'm going to hope then that London's going to be a lot bigger next year then, maybe.
Yeah, quite possibly. But no, Hasbro weren't there, which is odd. I don't know. Like, usually, I think last year there was a couple of reveals there. It was an opportunity to push the Giant Man HasLab and kind of give that a bit of a push, but they just weren't there. So I don't know whether, I don't know.
Yeah, very odd. McFarlane were there, but again, they didn't really display anything new. The only thing they really had that was new was, those new statue figure things that they're producing.
Right, okay.
The movie Maniacs.
Yes, yeah. So they're like a callback to the old, like, McFarlane used to do the movie Maniacs like all the time. That was like their big line, wasn't it?
Yeah, so they've added to the movie Maniacs line. They've added Pennywise.
Okay,
That's
pretty cool looking figure.
That was kind of like their only reveal, though. It was very weird. Again,
cool looking,
a very quiet. Yeah, it does look very cool. They had all the Jumanji stuff on display.
That's I mean, it's kind of the line that I'm not sure anyone really asked for.
Aragon looking very nice. The Aragon does look nice.
Speaking of Aragon, I got all the Diamond Select.
Yes, I saw.
Yeah, I got like literally all but 2 of them sent to me, which is really cool. And they are really awesome figures. So I'm gonna get into those.
Yeah, the Diamond Select ones are absolutely stunning.
Yeah, they really are, and they're chock full of accessories and everything. Yeah, there's not a huge amount I can say about them because I haven't opened them yet. But there is the Sauron figure that you can build, which is really cool. And I've got all but 2 parts, which is quite cool.
So the DC side of things, though, for McFarlane got very interesting.
Okay.
So they showed off a bunch of the new Aquaman stuff, which looks pretty decent, to be fair. But the one thing that really got me wanting to talk was these bad boys. Look at these.
Wow.
These are so nostalgic. These
Yeah.
remind me of my B&M hunting days.
They are taking all of the positives of what that line was and upping it.
And adding the Build-A-Figure element to it. And they've given us some really solid characters for this first wave. I mean, Scarecrow was one of the characters that came out towards the back end of DC Direct line. And I think McFarlane ended up actually making that, didn't they, in the end? I think they were the ones that fulfilled it.
I think it were,
yeah, and we're getting the Mr. Freeze, which was the more popular one, because I remember later on you got that weird one that you could remove his head and stuff. So that one's kind of like the more classic version. And then Alfred as well, because he was so hard to get, was Alfred.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see all these cool characters being in Wave 1. That Scarecrow is very tempting. I can't lie. He's very tempting.
Having Condiment King as the Build-A-Figure is an interesting move as well, because he's not I wouldn't say he's a sought-after figure.
No, but I suppose he's a character that if you're collecting all the figures anyway, because they're all a solid set of figures, then having him is just a bonus, I suppose, at that point.
And it's only 4 figures as well. 4 figures, and then you've got the Build-A-Figure.
And that's the same when you look at the Batman and Robin line as well. There's obviously Bane is missing from it, which is very weird. But yeah, we're getting Batgirl, Poison Ivy, and then Batman and Robin. I love that Poison Ivy. Have you seen it up close? Let me get the photo because it is stunning. Let me find it. There it is. Look at that.
Yeah, that looks good.
The shading work on the nylon tight part of her at the bottom, and it just looks stunning. I love that figure. Again,
it's so cool that we're getting figures of films from so long ago as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I don't even collect DC anymore, but I tell you what, them 4 are very tempting. So obviously we get the Arnie head as well, which is friggin' awesome looking.
Yeah. I must admit, I really struggle with McFarlane, like the Batman stuff and the DC stuff. I really do, but I can totally appreciate how good the sculpting is on them. I just, when I've picked them up, I don't know. I don't tend to enjoy them as much as I do some other figures.
Yeah, I'm tempted to maybe buy the Batman, Robin, and Batgirl to move on just so I get the builder parts for Freeze. But I'm thinking maybe a villains lineup from the movies could look cool together. Poison Ivy, Mr. Freeze, and then if they're going to go ahead and met Riddler and Two-Face later on,
that would be
they'll just look cool together on a shelf. All the classic all the childhood ones.
But no, they are knocking it out of the park at the moment. They are providing so many. It reminds me very much of the kind of Legends 2018, 2019 era where they were just kind of more and more stuff was coming out and all of it was hitting. Every single release was like, yes, that's a good one. That's a good one. And McFarlane seems to be at that stage at the moment where most of the stuff that they're releasing, fans are really pleased about.
Oh yeah, some really good stuff coming out. Just looking through the picky picks. Then we're moving on to Nacelle or Nickel. It's Nacelle, isn't it? Is that how they pronounce that? And they had their biker mice on show again. Let me get the picture up for you. They're showing off the biker mice with the bikes, and these are definitely going to be an easy win when they come out for me.
Yeah,
that's just so nostalgic.
Yeah, they do look good.
They also have if you look to the right there, they've got Sector as well. They've got some really cool licenses coming up.
Yeah.
And Legends of Comedy as well, which is really weird.
That's a weird one. Who are they?
It is a very weird line. And the only one I really know is Joan Rivers.
That's a really odd action
But yeah,
figure.
Sectors are coming. Which
Wow.
again, very nostalgic.
I need someone to do Visionaries. Someone needs to pick up Visionaries. Like, that's where it's at. Give me the figure with a hologram chest. Like, come on. it's just like nowadays, that would be like, you know, augmented reality or something, wouldn't it? It'd be like, it's just a little reflective hologram. Doesn't really cut it anymore in today's day and age.
Nope, not at all. The animal warriors of the kingdom, they were on display as well. You can get them through props and replicas here in the UK. But we've seen all them. There were no new ones or anything added, but they were just showing them off. They look pretty cool, to be fair. They're available from props and replicas here in the UK, if anyone's interested. Cool, Jada toys were there. Again, nothing really new, though. There was not a lot on display at Jada Toys either. They had Ryu and that wave that's coming out with Ken and Fei Long. They were on display, and Chun-Li was on display. But then they just had the Mega Man stuff. No new Universal Monsters, no new announcements, lines.
Did they have their remote control Optimus Prime there?
No.
Oh man, I got a video coming out of that soon.
All the pictures that have been taken from all the sites just have this small, very small. Let me show you the pictures. They just have some very small display for them. It's very weird. It's like all the companies don't want to be there this year. It's very odd. So this is Jada Toys.
Well, that's it, like a shelf.
They've got a couple of shelves, literally.
Wow.
Little cutouts. Just showing off a couple of little bits. That's it.
That's
literally
mad.
That is it. Look,
maybe it's to do with the fact that it's not going on next year. Maybe there's something that isn't common knowledge. That's why there's so many people not there. Just quickly, I've just got to throw this up. Andy H said Visionaries and the Supernaturals for the holograms. Did you ever see the Supernaturals toys?
No.
Right. When we come off the stream, Sorrell, just Google the Supernatural toys. They are right up your street, mate. Right up your street. But yes, Andy H, good shout on that one. There was also another one like Pirates of Darkwater, Visionaries, Supernaturals. Pirates of Darkwater didn't have the holograms, but I'm just thinking these are three.
I remember the Pirates of Darkwater. I'm pretty sure I saw their like a little ship or something, if I remember.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I saw that at Toy Fair the other week. I'm sure I did.
They had this random like Griffin bird thing as well, but it was just a very cool cartoon. But those three are hit a nerve. Like, they're three lines that I've kind of debated going back and trying to collect now.
So you had all these companies that were just just not there, but then out of the ashes comes Trick or Treat Studios saving the frigging day with all these announcements. So do you remember the other week when I said to you they've dropped loads of lines and they're like loads of them, they're getting rid of them one after another?
Yeah.
Well, that is because they've now picked up the licensing for Goosebumps, Saw, House of Thousand Corpses, the Halloween franchise, Nightmare on Elm Street, Hammer Horror, Ghost, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise has been renewed, War, Return of the Living Dead, Terrifier, Scared to Death. There's so frigging many. Too many to go through.
Pumpkinhead. We're getting a Romance as well.
Yeah, so many, mate. We're going to go through because these pictures are awesome. So we're getting a brand new Pumpkin Sam Trick or Treat figure. This is one of the big doll type ones. Mezco made one, which is on my shelf. And he goes for like 80 odd quid now. So it looks like Trick or Treat Studios are going to be giving us the same sort of figure, like a big plushy version. And then of course they've got Billy there as well because Saw's back in cinemas and Saw's merchandise is skyrocketed right now.
What is it now? Like Saw 15 or something?
Saw 10. We're on Saw 10.
Oh, okay. I wasn't that far off.
Goosebumps is getting a massive hit of nostalgia from Trick or Treat Studios. They're going to be giving us a bunch of magnets based on the original book art.
Okay.
Masks.
Wow. Like Halloween masks.
So we're going to have some basic kiddie style ones, which are just like your traditional masks there. And then they're also on the right, you're going to be giving us the big, heavy collector duty ones as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing those in more detail. Then we get in this little 5-inch figure line of Goosebumps that come with the little stands, just like the McFarlane like Screamers used to do, or whatever they're called.
The Movie Maniacs.
Yeah, and the first wave are going to give us the Scarecrow. We're going to be getting the Haunted Mask. I forgot the name of the skeleton, but we got the skeleton, we got Slappy the dummy, the mummy, and the mud monster, or something like we're called.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically we got all them. We're getting a little version of Sam, if you can see there in the middle.
That's cool.
We're getting the 5-inch version of Sam. There he is up close.
Just a real
Obviously got the
prototype
big one.
image.
Oh yeah. The demon Nomicon Chromicon thing from Evil Dead, I believe that is, and then a Ouija board from Good Guys. House Thousand Corpses, they're going to be giving us a giant trash-talking version of Captain Spaulding. So I'm looking forward to that. There he is up close.
Wow.
And they're going to be giving us a 12-inch trash-talking version, it says. So I hope that means it's electronic with a swear us. The House Thousand Corpses figures, I've already got and reviewed all them on my channel. They're awesome. And I've reviewed all those as well. This one's interesting. The 45 years version of Michael Myers. It's in that traditional old Scream Greats packaging.
Yeah.
But that is only available at the 45th convention right now, which is going on in Anaheim. So that's only available over there right now. So I'm hoping the mass produce it for us all later on. But right now it's exclusive to that con. But it looks cool. Another one of the little 5-inch figures. Nightmare on Elm Street sets are coming out with the claw and masks and stuff. That's the picture of their bigger overall stall. And then they were giving us some Hammer Horror as well in the size of their 12-inch deluxe figures, which look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Some lot of detail into these. And there's the prototype for the new Michael Myers from the 2007 version coming out. Loomis as well. There's so much going on at this stall. I need to jump ahead. Gwar's coming out. We're getting some Gwar stuff, which is very cool looking.
Wow.
And again, then we got so much new stuff. Night of the Living Dead. Terrifier obviously is going to have a bunch of new stuff, including a 12-inch Terrifier. And then they've got the doll version as well. I need to get the 12-inch version, man. I really need to find that. Yeah. Here's the prototypes for the next wave of all the Terrifier 2 5-inch figures. So we're going to get a whole wave of them this time.
I still need to see this film.
Terrifier is gory as hell. It's a great film, though. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they're giving us the dinner scene play set in 4-inch, which is very cool. I'll definitely be buying that. That's a great set.
I never thought I'd see that in action figure form.
And again, we've got other stuff. Scared to Death's coming out. A bunch of characters from that. Loads of random little figures. They just look so cool, though. Shock Monsters.
Man, this is just
Pumpkinhead.
right up your street.
I know, mate. This is just
cool.
I know. Trick or Treat Studios is amazing.
Jeepers Creepers.
This is why I said to you a while back. That's why I wanted to get out of the Legends game so I could afford all this kind of stuff. Yeah. There's some great looking figures coming out. We're getting the Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Killer Clowns. That's a great film.
Candyman. And, yeah. All great looking stuff. And it's still going. There's so much stuff.
You know what I'm surprised we haven't seen yet? We haven't seen American Horror Story.
I know.
Figures.
I think someone's got that line, though. I'm pretty sure I heard recently someone's picked up that line.
Oh, really? I'm just really surprised we haven't seen it, just because, I mean, there's a few kind of obscure-looking characters. Most of them are quite civilian-looking people, but I would have thought that there was a market there for that.
Oh, there definitely is, 100%. So, yeah, Trick or Treat Studios. The next big one that was there, which we've got to pick and choose at because there was so much to go through. But the great people, compared to Super 7 as well, I forgot about Super 7. But yeah, NECA. NECA gave us one hell of a stand to look at with some great new stuff on it. So let me just bring up their details. But yeah, I forgot about Super 7. My God, they've got stuff as well. So, we've already seen all of them ones before, so we're not going to cover those off, but we'll start here. So these are all new. Here we go. Right, present, share, screen. Boop. So we're starting with the Toonie Terrors stuff. But they had a whole section of their Toonie Terrors merch, which, as you can see on there, they've got the new Megan on display. You can see Vincent Price there, which I can't wait to get hold of him. Billy and Saw and stuff. But there's some we got some more up close ones here. But yeah, we got Vampira.
They are cool. The only thing about figures with that aesthetic is that they don't seem to hold their price.
No, they don't.
They're very cool when they come out and people kind of buy them up and stuff. They just don't seem to hold their price. I think they're going to be much more kind of kept in box. Oh my goodness.
I know. Murder, She Wrote.
What?
And we're getting some Wednesday. That's from the new Thanksgiving movie. It's not even out yet, and they've already made the figure.
Wow.
Pee Wee Herman, obviously, he passed away sadly recently, so they've got a whole line of Pee Wee merch coming.
Was that in production before?
Yes.
Okay.
And the Hocus Pocus ones down below haven't even reached the UK shores yet. I've not seen them anywhere over here yet.
No.
And then we got the all the Elvira merch coming as well, which
Did see
I
that
think
popping up on some.
Props and Replicas, I think, have got them in stock now. So
Well,
that was
that hang on, was that a Jaws figure?
Yeah, that's Jaws. He's available right now. You can get Jaws right now in HMV.
Oh no, I have seen that one. That I might have to buy.
Yeah, Jaws is readily available right now in HMV, or he's in mine anyway.
Yeah, I might have to buy that one. There was a company that did like a crowd-funded kind of Bruce the Shark, like to scale, for like 6-inch figures, and the thing was huge. And I was like, I love Jaws, and I'd love to have that, but I don't know where I'd display it. And it's just a big shark at the end of the day.
Right, so then we had NECA's main sort of stall, which had some cool new figures on display. I'm not gonna lie. So obviously we got the new Frankenstein from the Bride of Frankenstein with his big throne
That is cool.
play set all chained down. Looks very cool. I'm gonna have to jump in and out. Scroll it.
I
Then
do
we got
like
to see
it
that
when...
new.
Go on.
Yeah, then we got to see the new glow in the dark versions of the like retro carded versions of Dracula and Phantom of the Opera. But this one's my favorite. Look at this bad boy. Look at his Ghostface.
Oh wow!
So we got the new Ghostface coming out, and he's different to the other ones. The other ones had heads that you physically had to pull on and off to get the different masks. These masks just clip on and off, as you can see from here. Look, they've got little clips on the masks, so they just clip on and off of the face now, which is better. Because obviously the back of the head and that net is never on display; it never changes. So to have it as a clip-on mask just makes so much more sense.
Yeah, having seen the film now, this figure is much better than I originally anticipated.
Yeah,
I haven't seen the new film.
Then we're getting a bunch of the House of 1,000 Corpses re-releases, My Bloody Valentine that we saw at San Diego and Halloween Ends there, and the Chucky and stuff. We've seen all them previously.
So there's quite a few people doing the same properties at the moment.
Oh yeah, at the moment, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is my favorite piece de resistance. Look what's coming out.
Yeah, that's very
Vincent.
cool.
We need Vincent.
Yeah.
I'm so glad he's coming out, so I can stand in with my Elvira.
That is a very cool. And I love the fact that you're getting the different looks as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like the different ages of him.
Yeah, it's a beautiful figure. And then of course we've got the new Thanksgiving as well, which is the brand new movie that's coming out in November over here.
Yep.
And then they are starting to move into Hammer horror, so we're going to see a Christopher Lee Dracula now as well.
Wow.
So to stand with your Bela Lugosi, you can now have a Christopher Lee.
There we go. Joby One did put that in the comments saying that wasn't a Christopher Lee Dracula announced by someone. There it is.
There it is. Oh yeah. Not only that, but you can see here we're getting Nosferatu, Symphony of Horror. The Puppet Master's getting some more figures, and London After Midnight as well. Another, I believe that's Universal Monsters property. But yeah, there's some awesome looking little figures coming out from NECA. Very excited. It was a lot of horror stuff announced at Toy Fair. A lot of horror.
Yeah, definitely. It's good though. It is good though that there's a nice variety of stuff. I mean, it's been. I mean, I'm a massive comic book fan. You know I am. But there's been a long spell of kind of just superheroes and that property in the kind of action figure market. So to see all these new kind of figures coming out for things like the horror franchises and stuff is quite refreshing.
Yeah, and then the only other kind of announcement toy-wise that we've had this last couple of days was this weird little announcement by McFarlane. Let's get the picture and see what you think. Santa Batman. Anybody want a Santa Batman?
2 colours. You know, the red or the blue.
Red or the blue.
Not green, ironically.
No green. No green.
You know what?
You're going to say you're going to buy one now, aren't you?
No. It's the beard that does it for me. Like, if it was just Batman in a Santa costume, I don't know, but it's the knee pads and the, like, why is he like tactical Santa? Like, I just don't get it. It's like the Star Wars holiday figures though. Like, I don't get it.
I don't.
I don't get it. Like, it's, you know, but you know, there we go. I've got to throw this in there though. John Hood just said that he had the privilege of working with Christopher Lee in the late 90s.
Very cool.
John, tell us more, please. Did you see the Jack Kirby figure?
Jack Kirby? No, they're making a Jack Kirby figure.
Did you not?
No, I've not seen this.
Google this. Come on, get it up.
Oh my god!
This is the one I was talking about at the beginning.
It's not even listed on any of the like websites, like Toy Fair, like any of the things. Is it an official product?
Yeah, supposedly.
Who buy? Legends?
No.
Oh.
Hold up. I'll find it. I'll send you a link.
Ooh.
Hang on. Bear with us.
Yeah, no worries.
You found it?
Nope.
Hang on.
Because weird that it's not, because like I'd expect Jack Kirby, if it's coming out as a figure, to be all over the Toy News websites.
Yep. I'm gonna send
but
you.
No one said a thing.
Yeah, no, it's been over a few of them. Hang on, did I find something that the guy in the chair didn't find?
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you a link now. There you go. Oh, is that me? Is that me texting you? Just while you're getting that up, John said he was a studio assistant working on the Gemini Apes for BBC Radio 4. That's really cool, John. That is really cool. I love it when kind of you find out that people have met people. I would assume he was like a real gentleman. That's how I perceive him to be. I'd hate to hear that he wasn't. Does that make sense? Are you just looking at this website now and kind of going, what? Have you got it?
Kirby figure coming from NECA that was on display at Toy Fair. This figure is based on the Kirby character who appeared in TMNT Mirage Comics and was a tribute to Jack King Kirby. All right, so it's okay. So it's from the NECA line.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
But people are obviously going mad for it because it's technically a Jack Kirby figure.
Yeah.
Which is a bit weird because he was very much, he didn't like being in the spotlight and all the rest of it. So it's one of them things that we never thought we'd see a figure of him. But I suppose this is a bit of a loophole because this is a figure based on a character that was based on him to pay homage to him. So it technically isn't, but it is. You know what I mean? It's like a weird loophole. But yeah, if you collect your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, then there you go, knock yourself out.
It's very cool.
I mean, there's a lot of people saying that they're going to get it to kind of put with, to put with their Stan Lee or put them fighting their Stan Lee and stuff like that. And it's just kind of like, they're the comments that I've seen online. But yeah, there it is. I really thought that you had seen this one. I can't believe that I got there before you.
I was too busy. I was too busy looking up this bad boy.
Here we go. What have we got?
Turtles of Grayskull.
What?
A Masters of the Universe Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover is coming.
You know,
we have no other information other than a card back.
This is the figure as a kid I would have gone mad for.
Oh, yeah.
Like absolutely mad for it. And as an adult, I'm just like, you know, but yeah, but that is interesting. That's, I don't know. I mean, who does that appeal to? Does that appeal to your Turtles fans? Does it appeal to your Master Universe fans, or does it just appeal to that people that cross over the two? I don't know.
Both, I suppose. Yeah, the crossover. I would be very surprised if this doesn't tie into a comic book. The way they've made that logo and stuff, it looks very much like something IDW would put out. Obviously, we're going through the Turtles and Stranger Things crossover right now, but in the past, we have had He-Man versus Thundercats. So I don't see why we wouldn't get He-Man versus Turtles. I don't see why that wouldn't be a thing. And then after that, they'll do a crossover with like Turtles versus Thundercats or something.
One of my favorite comic books was my Superman He-Man crossover comic book that I had that was from like 1981, I think it was 1983 maybe. And it was a really ridiculous storyline, but it sold for quite a lot of money. I'm not going to say exactly how much, but it sold for quite a lot of money. But the story was ridiculous.
Nothing can be more stupid than the Justice League of America versus Godzilla.
Who won?
That's a genuine comic book. Nobody won. Nobody wins in these comic books.
No.
They're just somehow there's always the bigger baddie. They must fight and turn together and fight and win the day.
It's like in Superman versus He-Man, like that's a pretty obvious who's going to win that, in my opinion. But it turned out that Superman had been brought over by Skeletor and like had his mind kind of warped or whatever to fight He-Man, and then they broke it, and then the pair of them got Skeletor and they shook hands and had a gentleman cuddle and then left. Like
a gentleman cuddle. The only thing like that crossover wise that I've ever seen where the companies actually went for it and actually had winners and like someone would beat the other one up was when they did the Marvel versus DC comic book back in the day.
Yeah.
And they genuinely had like Captain America versus Superman, and they had some really good like fights in that one, and they had certain characters win over others from the different universes.
Yeah,
I kind of like that. That was a good story as a kid.
The thing is that Turtles and He-Man crossover, like that character from the Image, would fit very much in the Master of the Universe.
Well, yeah,
He-Man wouldn't really fit in the Turtles universe. You know, we saw that in the 80s film, and it just didn't work. He-Man in the city just doesn't work.
No, not at all. But did you get anything new this week, like comic book wise or anything?
No, I do, but I pick them up very sporadically because I don't have a comic book shop to go to. Like, I don't have a local comic book shop. So if I'm going to go and pick them up, I have to kind of travel a little bit. But no, figure wise, I got my Amazing Spider-Man hot toy. It's not the new one; it's the older one. They've released or they've got another one up for pre-order, but it's based on the Amazing Spider-Man 2 figure. I don't know. I just got a bit nostalgic because there's all the talk about the legends and obviously everyone going mad over those. I was kind of like, you know what? I need an Andrew Garfield in my collection because before No Way Home came out, I was one of the people that said that he was my favorite version of Spider-Man. So when it comes to hot toys, I was kind of like, you know what? I need to, I need to pick it up. So yeah, I got that. And I just had a lot of things that were supposed to drop over the weekend and they didn't. They're all coming like Monday, Tuesday. So it's going to be an interesting few days. But yeah, apart from an old man Sean Connery 6-inch figure and a 12-inch or 1/6 scale Andrew Garfield, that's pretty much it.
Just to answer Joey B1, it's not a curse word around here. Star Wars is not a curse word. I still love Star Wars. I just don't collect it anymore. I couldn't do it. I had over 10 years collecting it, and I got to the end of my tether with it. I just couldn't do it anymore.
No, it definitely isn't a curse word. The most recent Star Wars Black Series figure I picked up was the Boba Fett that had the all the accessories and everything. Could take his helmet off and that kind of stuff. It was like the deluxe one. But I like the Black Series line, and I like where it's come. Because back in the day, it was very, very limited. You know, we had like the red boxes and stuff, didn't we? And it was very limited. And I just found myself kind of wanting more characters. I think the problem I had with the line is that I was one of these people that I didn't want to just have one stormtrooper. I would need like a whole battalion of them, and in reality, it just wasn't easy to do. And then kind of knockoffs came up on websites like AliExpress and stuff like that, and then you had a whole ton of these kind of knockoff figures circulating, and it just got very muddy. But I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see a figure come out that kind of pulled me back into the line a little bit, that made me go, I need to pick that up. But it's not happened yet.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. I thought the Ahsoka figures might have been the thing, like seeing Ezra and Hera and all the rebels kind of redone in that new style. But I'm all right. I'm still not there yet.
No,
there's been a few Marvel things like the new Blade. Obviously, I want the new Blade because I'm using the Diamond Select one, which is there, but he's obviously a bit too tall compared to Man Thing and stuff. So I need the new Blade. Yeah, I need the new Blade from Marvel
Legends. Still my favorite Blade. I've got the Marvel Legends one coming, and I'm going to do a comparison video with this one because this to me is one of the best Blade figures we've had in a long time. Yeah, and as well, it's not a bad word. We're literally giving away Black Series. Is it Black Series?
Vintage collection.
It's vintage collection. So, but we're still giving away Star Wars figures today. So, for anyone that has joined in recently, if you want a chance to win that, just pop in a Emperor quote from Star Wars, and we'll put you into the raffle. No, not raffle. The wheel for the end of the show. Andy H, what about Star Killer? I know someone who accidentally bought it could help you out. You know what? Star Killer is actually the figure that I thought was going to bring me back into it. It was one that I anticipated getting for so long, but the price point was just too high for what you were getting for me to bring me into the line.
I've got used to Hasbro's little tricks now as well. So like, I'm not buying that one because I know that in 6 months' time they're going to do a Gaming Greats version, which will be either the Sith or the Jedi version of him. They'll do it because they've done it with the Revan. They made Revan and then they put him in the archive line. Then they gave us Jedi Revan. So without a doubt, now they've got that head sculpt, they will milk it to death. So we'll get the one where you can take the helmet on and off. We'll get one with changeable robes to put him in the different Jedi styles or the different Sith styles. Because he was very customizable in the game, so I can imagine they're going to make the figure the very similar, like customizable options.
What is Annie? I'm not a Dark Emperor. But that's the thing, is that they will milk it. And I have got a small collection of Black Series. I do have a small collection of Black Series figures. I just haven't got them out. But where I'm clearing out some space now, I think I'm going to put it up.
And that's another thing as well, is people can only see what we've got in our backgrounds. They don't know what goes on elsewhere in our houses. I mean, my house, I've still got a lot of Star Wars stuff in the house, but I'm just not buying anything new, if that makes sense. I've still got some of my stuff that I absolutely love and adore from Galaxy's Edge and Florida, but I just don't need the Hasbro figures, if that makes sense. I still love collecting the sabers. I still love getting like some of the holocrons and things like that. Yeah. I'm just not into the little 6-inch figures anymore.
No, I'm the same. I'm the same. Just trying to think if I got anything else this week. I don't think I did. I think that might have been it.
I had to grab these this week. The brand new Series 2 of the Creep Show. Look at that artwork. It's so beautiful.
That is cool.
Series 2 of Creep Show's out. And R.L. Stine is back with Stuff of Nightmares. This time it's called Red Murder.
Wow.
So we've got a new R.L. Stine book. And, of course, good old Mistress of the Night, Elvira.
Wow.
And that's issue 5 of the Monsterland for the Halloween edition cover I got. I had to get the Halloween edition cover. It's the final one where she finally takes down Dracula, I think, this one. Yay!
So weird character. She's never a character I've really followed along with.
Elvira. Always been a guilty pleasure of mine, Elvira, because I love the fact that she's cheesy and old school nostalgia kind of thing. She's always like, it's that old school horror thing for me. And the comics over the years, they've had like Elvira meets Vincent Price, the ghost of Vincent Price. They've had one recently where she went through Horrorland, where she basically turned on a television and fell asleep in front of it and then ended up inside of it. So she was in films like Alien, A Nightmare on Elm Street, Jason. She was in, like, avoiding the killers in those. And then more recently, all of the Draculas came together and decided that they wanted her as their bride. So all the different Draculas were basically chasing after her. So, but it was cool because they had like Gary Oldman's Dracula and Christopher Lee, Bela Lugosi, and they had all the likeness rights from Universal. So they had all of the different actors portrayed in it, which was very cool. And there's a bit where Keanu Reeves from the movie tries to help her, and she's like, "Stop doing that stupid British accent!" Like slaps him and stuff.
Yeah,
and he turns into John Wick. Only an Elvira comic.
He turns into John Wick.
She slaps him and he turns into John Wick. She slaps him. The panel shows him going down on one side, and then the next time he gets up and he comes up saying, "I'm back." He's in the suit and stuff, and cheesy.
That's it.
I love it.
Andy just sent me a message of me as the Emperor. I don't even know how to take that. Like, it is. Thank you. Is that like cool? Like the shoe fits. I'm just like, it's...
Did you order 66 Ryan? Is that why he's not here anymore?
I think it might be. Yeah, I think I might be.
Execute order 66. We just fired Ryan.
FYI, we didn't fire Ryan. It's just disclaimer. He was not fired. He was not fired.
He was fired for gross misconduct.
He what?
So he was fired for gross misconduct.
Gross misconduct. Yeah, he had his verbal warning, and then he did it again, and then that was it.
He just kept touching my leg and hiding it when we weren't looking.
Speaking of upcoming things, obviously we're now into October, so we have MCM coming up at the end of the month, which is very cool. But speaking of kind of properties not being around and that, I actually don't know who's going to be there this year. Like, I've not had any kind of official announcement of kind of properties that are going to be there or franchises and stuff. So I don't actually know who's going to be there. But I'll be there wandering around. I'll take some photos and buy some stuff probably. But just looking at the kind of calendar, we got a guest next week. We've got a guest interview next week. We've got a guest interview the week after. Then we're on to the 22nd of October. And then the following week after that, it's post MCM. So it's quite a full month for us here at Geek Week. And then
we've got next week is it's not next week after we've got New York Comic Con.
Yep.
So that's coming up as well. I've got 2 or 3 horror cons coming up north. Cool. So we've got a lot going on. We're going to be showing stuff off on the Geek Week for it.
It is. Just quickly before we do go on to our giveaway, we'll get it all loaded up and ready. I just want to touch base. Have you looked at the HasLab recently?
Oh no. Where are they? I just
realised that I haven't actually checked in on it.
Hasbro HasLab UK. Let's have a look. We'll see where we're at. Loading. HasLab.
Where are we sat? Now, bearing in mind that at this point for Galactus, it was about 2/3 of the way full. To the last one that funded, it was about 2/3 of the way full. So live screenshot at the moment. Oh dear.
5,472. We've still got 22 days to go and a target of 10,000. We're about halfway there.
I'm really surprised that that's not funded yet.
I'm not sure if it will fund.
No, I don't know. I only thought about it because I saw that a few of the guys over at Hasbro were sharing like the 3D printed prototype, where they were like messing around with the articulation and that to make sure that, to show off kind of what it could do. I'm just surprised because it's 200 quid, which is a lot of money in itself, but realistically, it's not that much less than what a wave of figures cost nowadays.
Yeah.
And some of the deluxe figures, for example, like which one was it? I think the Hulk 2-pack, the Hulk and Banner was about 60 quid, wasn't it? The Super Adaptoid was about that as well. So, it's not a million miles away from what Marvel Legends fans are paying anyway. So I'm quite surprised that that's not funded already.
Yeah, I've got a feeling this won't back. I think this got very popular when Marvel when Marvel Legends team were talking about the 60th anniversary of the Avengers, and we were getting all the 60th line. I think they've punched the ticket too late with this one. They should have had this out at the beginning of all that hype of the 60th, and to have this as the culmination of the project to end on the HasLab. Whereas it feels like they've left this too late.
That's a very good point. That is a very good point. This tied in very nicely with that Earth's Beyond Earth's Mightiest kind of series.
It's the retro old school version of him. And now we've moved on, and everyone's looking at Spider-Man, and we're moving on to future projects, and nobody's bothered for this guy now.
Yeah, I think he might fund. I don't know. Have they got a Halloween tab there on the website?
Yes, they do. They have a little Halloween tab on the UK website.
Is it worth it? Is it?
It's all the helmets, and they're trying to convince you to wear a £100 helmet out for Halloween.
Oh, right, okay, so it's not like Halloween styled. Why is Mr. Beast on there?
He's got a Nerf gun, hasn't he? He's got his own Nerf gun now.
Yeah, but why is he on the Halloween section?
Because he got the Nerf gun for Halloween. You can shoot your friends if they don't give you some good sweets.
Oh, man. No, I was a bit disappointed. I was kind of hoping that there was going to be like a,
Mr. Beast
Halloween
costume.
No, Halloween styled figures or something.
No.
Never mind. Right, speaking of figures, let's do the giveaway. I think we got everybody that commented. Wasn't a huge amount. How many did we get in it? I think we got about 6, 7 people.
So we've got Andy H, John Hood, Andy Roberts, Shelley, and that belongs in the museum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people.
5. Cool. Let's do it. It's a nice small one. We've been promising this one for weeks and weeks and weeks, so I'm happy to give this away to one of those 5.
Okay. So let me share. Wheel of names. Share. Okay, so I'm gonna shuffle.
Here we go.
Shuffle. And first person out is.
So it is gonna be the last person standing is the one who's gonna pick this up. Oh, Shelley, who was
Sorry,
the
Shelley.
runner-up in the last one, wasn't it?
Sorry, Shelley, it's not you, my friend. Let's go again. Who are we eliminating now? Who are we going to kick out the circle? Andy H, get out my circle.
Really misleading the way it says we have a winner because it's celebrating that you're gone.
Andy H is out of the circle of trust. Who's next? John Hood, get out my circle.
So it is down to 2. That belongs in a museum. And Andy Roberts, one of you two are taking home the Emperor's throne room. Who's it going to be? So whoever's name comes up is the one that's out. The one that's left is the one that wins.
Yeah. Best of luck, gentlemen.
So the person going out is... Andy
Which
Roberts.
leaves?
That belongs in the museum.
That belongs in a museum. You are officially our winner this month.
Congratulations. Do me a favor, drop me a message on Instagram and I will work out delivery details with you. Well done. And I'll send this very cool Emperor's Throne Room your way. There you go. This now belongs to you. So yeah, drop me a message on Instagram and this is all yours. I'm going to take the figure out of the box. I will just send the empty box, but it is all yours. No, I'm only joking. I'm only joking. Cool. Thank you very much, everyone, for entering. Cool.
Don't be disheartened, though, guys, because very, very, very soon on my channel, I'm 500 subs away from 50k. So I'll be doing a 50,000 subscriber giveaway.
Nice.
So make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I'll be doing a giveaway there. Sorry, Jacob, just saying that. Just I know this goes out on my channel, so just let everyone know I will be doing a 50k giveaway.
Wow, yeah, everyone go sub to him. Like, no, that's cool. But no, the 50k, that's a cool landmark. It is a cool landmark. Do you know what you're giving away, or is it a bit of a secret at the minute?
I know what I'm giving away. It's with a third party company, so I know what I'm giving away. It's a sponsored thing, but I can't announce it just yet. We haven't unlocked it yet. You're gonna unlock it at 50K.
Fair enough. Oh, I'm excited. I might go and subscribe. But no. Yeah, no. I do subscribe to your channel. I know you know it. But no, cool. So yeah, that belongs in a museum. Drop us a message on Instagram. That's the best way to get in touch. Cool. Next week we have a interview coming up with a very cool toy company indeed. Make sure you do tune in for that. We will post about it ahead of it so that you know who we're speaking to and why you should tune in. But yeah, it's kind of bringing us to the end of the stream. What are we going to end on, Sorrel?
Oh no, you don't. Yeah, I've got some details for you. I've been in the background googly doing my thing.
Here we go then.
So when you're on about the MCM London Comic Con,
yeah,
you're saying, "What am I going to do?" There's no, I don't know who's there. Oh, I've had a quick look for you, pal. I'm all over this. I'm all over this shit, isn't it?
Okay.
And we don't have Hasbro listed this time, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
Hasbro aren't there, but I tell you who is there. A bunch of celebrities we've never heard of. So you're going to love this. We've got a bunch of cosplaying celebrities that no one's ever heard of, like Cassandra Clare.
Cool.
And Claire Legrand. I think she spelled her name wrong there. I think I spoke a legend, but Legrand. I'm just insulting people for no reason now. Daniel Flanagan, he's there.
All right.
And you've got a mate, Devora Wild. No one knows who that is. She's there.
They are. I must admit, they are pushing a lot on the like the smaller names and everything like that. Stephen Amell's there though, like as in Oliver Queen.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
That's
and as
cool.
much as I'm taking the mic, Felicia Day's there. I mean, she's awesome. She's always fun to talk to. I've seen her at loads of conventions. She's awesome as Felicia Day.
Yeah, but he's their like big money ticket. He's like the main guest, which is cool. Like I really like him. I'm a big fan. But his thing was Arrow, and that's very much kind of done and dusted. Do you know what I mean? For like the Comic Con kind of community, he was Oliver Queen, and in Arrow, that's finished. Whereas you had kind of like people like Tom Hiddleston in previous years.
I think the actor strikes probably have a lot to do with it. Because
massively.
Some of the big names aren't going to come, but you have got like Matthew Mercer there from Critical Role. I mean, he's awesome.
Yeah,
I'd love to watch Critical Role live, to be honest. But that's a cool live stream. But they have got, because obviously this Comic Con is in October, they have got something new on this year called Haunted House, which is a whole stage dedicated just to spooky stuff.
Yeah.
So they've got a whole stage dedicated to live music, gameplay, and interactive programming, all related to horror.
Yeah.
Including the Critical Role team are going to be there doing a darker side version of Dungeons and Dragons. We've got a Stranger Things exhibit, a Pennywise exhibit, and there's even like an after hours program running on Friday and Saturday for Bring Your Spooky. It just says, that's all it says. But yeah, it looks fun. You can have a lot of fun. There's a lot of weird stuff there.
Yeah. No, I'm going to head down on the Saturday. I think I'm not going to do more than the Saturday. Just go down on the Saturday, check it out, see who's there. Probably buy something overpriced, but yeah, why not?
Yeah, man.
Cool. Well, that's it. Episode 119, New York Toy Fair Fallout episode. Yeah, it's a weird one at the moment with lack of kind of reveals and presence at things like this, which is a bit odd.
I'm still going through the names of this comic, and I've got no idea who any of these people are. There's so many people listed.
Oh no, that's the thing.
ridiculous.
If they had just listed a few of them, it would have made them a little bit more. But there's so many people listed that I've not heard of. But that might just be because I'm not...
You could just add me at this point, and nobody would know the difference.
No.
You could just put SuperSorrell in there just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Xena Chu's going to be there. I've met Xena Chu.
Have you?
She's a K-pop dancer and performer. I've been at several Comic Cons where she's been booked on as well. But yeah, she's there and she's got 15k subs. Take that what you will.
Okay. Thank you very much for watching. This has been episode 119 of the Geek Week in review. Congratulations to That Belongs in the Museum. Give us a message over on Instagram. Do check out SuperSorrell's videos. See if Lily has caught up on him or not. I'm not putting that up.
She follows me. She follows me.
You won at life. There you go. Yeah. Tune in next week. As I said, we have got a special interview coming on board, which I'm very excited to share with you guys. And then we got another one the following week, which we are also very excited to share with you. So until next week, as always, I'm Jacob's Toys. This is Super Sorrel. Give us a follow, like, share, subscribe, all of that jazz. We'll see you next week. Keep it geek.